Your Excellency, High Commissioner for Human Rights, President of the Human Rights Council, Excellencies, it's a great honor for me to address the 58th high-level segment of the Human Rights Council. I wish to express our utmost appreciation for the work of High Commissioner Turk, whom we warmly thank for his inspirational visit to Athens last November. Today, the world faces truly unprecedented challenges and conflicts that brutally violate human rights law, humanitarian law, and the United Nations Charter. The human rights situation in Ukraine, the Middle East, Sudan, the DRC, and other conflict zones has caused hundreds of thousands of deaths, starvation, and millions of refugees. The multilateral system itself is challenged as never before. In this framework, this Council is a source of hope, where human rights are not simply at the center of our decisions, but an end in itself. These days, in all international fora, there is one common topic for discussion: the third anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. We stand in sorrow and respect for the thousands of our fellow human beings who lost their lives during the war. For Greece, it is a matter of principle. We will always oppose the threat of the use of force. Greece will always advocate for the peaceful settlement of disputes, with full respect to international law and the UN Charter. The only solution is a diplomatic solution that will lead to the cessation of the deadly hostilities and the establishment of a generally acceptable, just, and lasting peace for Ukraine with adequate security guarantees. In the Middle East, the ceasefire and hostage release agreements are significant breakthroughs. Now, all hostages have to be released to ensure a permanent end to hostilities, and the political process must start paving the way for the reconstruction of Gaza. With deep regret, we note that since October 7th, anti-Semitism has spiked worldwide. We must do our utmost together to fight anti-Semitism, Holocaust denial, and preserve our democratic and human rights values. Greece reiterates its unwavering support for Syria's unity, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. Syria needs an inclusive government where all ethnic and religious communities participate, protecting the legitimate rights of all Syrians, a government free of external intervention, respecting international law. Greece, on its part, is a pole of stability in the entire region. Prime Minister Mitsotakis and Foreign Minister Gerapetritis have repeatedly visited the Middle East to promote peace and stability. We declare our readiness to contribute actively with humanitarian aid and technical assistance in institution building in Syria and the region. We welcome the deployment of 2 OHCHR teams to Armenia to collect information about displaced persons and refugees from Nagorno-Karabakh. Mr. President, Greece, a nation whose history has profoundly shaped the values of democracy, diplomacy, and dialogue, fully supports the multilateral human rights system within the United Nations. As an elected non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, Greece is working hard to advance the peaceful settlement of disputes, international law, climate and maritime security, and protect women and children in armed conflict. Greece actively promotes the Human Rights Council's vital work, focusing on youth, sport, and human rights education as an open window for progress, notably by co-sponsoring relevant resolutions. In times of severe challenges, there is but one way forward: working together, building bridges in trying to reach our common goals. At a national level, Greece systematically implements strategic master plans on key social issues. In parallel, we have introduced targeted horizontal policies, continuously evaluated through central government mechanisms. Each initiative marks a significant step toward a more just and inclusive society rooted in the rule of law. As regards to the human rights of refugees, we have radically improved our asylum system, our reception facilities, and our unaccompanied minors program, while strengthening the protection of EU borders and intensifying efforts to combat smuggling networks. The Greek Coast Guard has saved more than 500,000 lives in the sea. Regarding allegations that were heard yesterday in this room, Greece constantly places particular emphasis on safeguarding the rights of the Muslim minority of Thrace, a religious minority according to the Treaty of Lausanne. Its members enjoy both special protection as a religious minority in accordance with the said treaty and their full rights as Greek and EU citizens. And from this floor, I would like to reiterate Greece's firm support for a just and viable solution of the Cyprus issue according to the United Nations Security Council resolutions. This solution would be the best guarantee for the rights of all Cypriots. Mr. President, as a candidate country for the HRC 2028-2030, Greece reiterates its unwavering readiness to contribute substantially to the long-term effectiveness of the United Nations system. Together, we can build a world where human dignity is not just an aspiration, but a reality for all future generations. Thank you.